Tonight, we're diving straight into one of the most whispered, most replayed, and most dissected stories in the entire K-pop universe, the ongoing, intensifying, and almost cinematic rumor involving Blackpink's Lisa and Frédéric Arnault, the luxury billionaire heir who somehow found himself entangled in the orbit of one of the biggest pop stars alive. Whether it's coincidence, fate, or simply two powerful worlds crossing paths, nothing about their rumored connection has felt accidental. And today, we're going deep, deeper than the sightings, deeper than the headlines, deeper than the fan edits, into the story that continues to unfold right in front of millions of curious eyes. It all began quietly, long before the world realized what was happening. Back in 2023, when Lisa was juggling solo schedules with Blackpink's massive global presence, people started noticing something different. At events, on trips, in places where she usually kept her circle small, a particular figure began appearing. Calm, sharply dressed, unbothered by the cameras, Frédéric Arnault, the young CEO of Tag Heuer and son of Bernard Arnault, the man often described as the richest in Europe. Nobody thought much of it at first. Luxury executives cross paths with idols all the time. But this wasn't business. It wasn't PR. And it definitely didn't look like coincidence. Then came Paris. One evening, Lisa was seen at a high-profile dinner, relaxed, smiling, dressed effortlessly in her signature chic aura. And seated next to her? Frédéric. Not a manager. Not a stylist. Not someone just passing through. They seemed familiar. Comfortable. And for a fandom that notices everything, the whispers started. But what turned whispers into wildfire was the subtle pattern that followed. Paris was only the beginning. Sightings began to line up like puzzle pieces, tiny, almost deniable on their own, but together telling a story people simply couldn't ignore. A private dining spot here. A backstage moment there. And then, the strongest fuel yet, Sicily, Italy. In May 2025, the internet nearly broke after they were spotted together on what seemed like a quiet seaside escape. No entourage. No sponsorship. No press. Just two people by the water, dressed simply, walking side by side as if they had done it 1,000 times. The photos exploded across social media, with fans arguing, analyzing, zooming in, and asking the same question over and over again. Are they really dating? Lisa, known for her privacy, said nothing. Frédéric, known for his corporate composure, also said nothing. But silence can be louder than confirmation, and in this case, it absolutely was. The story didn't stop there. A month later, at Coachella 2025, Lisa's performance was one of the most electrifying of the entire festival. But fans noticed something unusual. In the crowd, tucked discreetly among VIP attendees, was Frédéric Arnault himself, watching quietly. No cameras following him. No official appearances scheduled. Just him, standing there, witnessing her moment. And once again, the internet went into a frenzy. Why would the heir to one of the world's most powerful luxury empires fly across the world simply to be present at a concert? Unless there was something more personal at stake. Then there was July 2025, the moment that brought the rumors back into sharp focus. Blackpink's deadline tour kicked off in Seoul, and fans noticed that Frédéric happened to be in Korea the exact same week. Not for a public event. Not for a scheduled brand partnership. He simply appeared. Quietly. In the same city. Coincidence? Fans didn't think so. And by then, neither did the media. But the biggest shockwave didn't come from paparazzi photos or fan sightings. It came from Lisa herself, in the most unexpected way, through her music. On her solo album, one particular track stood out. Moonlit Floor. A dreamy, emotional, slightly mysterious song that had fans reading into every lyric. And then came the line that broke the internet. Green-eyed French boy, quand tu dis bonjour, bébé. Fans replayed it, translated it, analyzed it, and immediately connected it back to one person. It wasn't a confirmation, but it felt like the closest thing to one. But even with all this, both sides stayed silent. No denials. No confirmations. Just the steady continuation of a story the public had already built in their heads. Yet, The most private detail came from the most unexpected source, New Year's Day 2025. Photos surfaced of Lisa and Frédéric in Bangkok, enjoying the day together after her massive New Year's countdown performance. The timing wasn't random. The location wasn't random. And the comfort between them didn't seem new. By this point, fans were nearly convinced. This wasn't rumor anymore. This was a relationship being lived quietly, away from the noise. But here is where the story becomes even deeper. While the public focused on the romance, people forgot one crucial thing. Lisa wasn't just any artist. She was a global icon. A brand. A powerhouse with an image that had been carefully crafted for nearly a decade. Dating openly could spark backlash. It could complicate her freedom. It could even affect Blackpink's group dynamics, especially with the intense scrutiny idol relationships often attract. And Frédéric? He wasn't just a wealthy executive. He was a symbol of an entire empire. His relationships weren't just personal, they could affect markets, headlines, even public trust. And that's what makes this story so fascinating. Two people from two extremely high-pressure worlds trying to walk a path that wasn't built for privacy or softness. And yet, they kept trying. Despite public excitement, the relationship, rumored or not, came with challenges. Fans were divided. Some cheered for Lisa's happiness, thrilled that she might be dating someone who respected her, supported her, and didn't treat her like a product. Others were skeptical, worried about the cultural divide, the wealth gap, and the intense media pressure such a pairing could attract. But regardless of opinions, one thing remained clear. Every sighting, every lyric, every coincidental trip, every shared location pointed toward the same conclusion. Something was happening between them, even if the world wasn't allowed to define it. The story grew even more interesting when several insiders hinted that Lisa felt freer after leaving YG Entertainment and expanding her global projects. Her new focuses, fashion, global branding, independent ventures, aligned naturally with the lifestyle of someone like Frédéric. They lived in the same circles. They understood the same pressures. Their worlds overlapped more than fans realized. And yet, despite the growing evidence, neither of them broke the silence. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the real story isn't whether they're dating. Maybe it's the choice to keep something human, fragile, and personal away from the spotlight in an industry built to expose everything. In the end, what truly captivates the world isn't just the idea of Lisa dating a billionaire heir. It's the fact that behind the fame, the money, the lights, and the headlines, there seems to be a genuine connection, one that keeps pulling them into the same cities, the same moments, and the same rumors, over and over again. Whether they're together or simply close friends, one thing is certain, this story isn't ending anytime soon. And as long as Lisa keeps shining globally and Frédéric keeps appearing in unexpected places, the world will continue watching, waiting, and wondering. Follow our channel for more updates as this story unfolds, because if there's one thing we know for sure, it's that the next chapter might already be happening right now.